What are your customers wanting to have when it comes to accessing and making the most of their customer data?
Well, look, I think we all know that, AI is going to transform so many parts of business. And it all comes down to the quality of the data that you're going to bring and feed AI that's going to provide proprietary outcomes for companies. And so the way we look at it is if companies are able to take all the information they know about their customers, right? Every click, every scroll, every propensity to buy, all that information, and feed it to an AI, it can make those companies 10 times better at serving their customers and do it at 1/10 of the price. That's because you can take, make your marketers 10 times as effective by designing and executing marketing campaigns automatically. You can make your contact center 10 times as effective by automating so many of those conversations. You make your sales team 10 times as effective because you can automate so many of those early conversations. And so because of this, we think companies that combine their customer data with advanced AI are going to be able to get 10 times better at 1/10 of the cost.
Jeff, I hear you, and I hate to sound in any way jaded around this AI euphoria, but I feel like everyone's making an announcement about how they can supercharge their clients using artificial intelligence and generative AI. Why is your offering different?
Well, it really all comes down to the data. And we have a Segment, which is the leading real-time CDP. CDP is a customer data platform. And what it does is we work with leading companies. It allows them to ingest all the signals that they get from their customers. Now, mind you, this is all first-party data, but every website visit, every click, every scroll, everything people buy, everything they don't buy, right? And turn that into a profile that's an understanding of that customer. And when you take an understanding of your customer and then feed it to AI, and the reason why I am so bullish on AI is that you look at ChatGPT, right? You look at a lot of these applications that are getting built. These are computers that can reason. Like you can look at ChatGPT and it will reason its way through solving a hard problem in the way that a human would do it. Now you feed it knowledge of your customers and say, reason through how to target my customers to get better offers in their hands. Reason through how to design a marketing campaign that's going to do better than maybe one that a human would design. And I think we are going to see great success with those AIs being able to do those amazing things.
Like Caro, I'm jaded too. We handle a lot of headlines in this way. The way that Caroline's been describing it, if you take NVIDIA, it's like the picks and shovels of the AI chain. You and I have discussed this before, but if you think about the large language model or underlying algorithms, you're basically technology agnostic, because you're working with both OpenAI and Google. Why is that beneficial to you to say, oh, we'll work with anyone where we can benefit?
Yeah, well, it's the right model for the right use case. And so we have partnered. We partner with Google for certain use cases. We partnered with OpenAI yesterday around our AI personalization engine. And we're going to partner with others as well. And the key thing is taking the right model, the right technology to go solve the right problem. But I do believe this is day zero of AI. And so it is at the infrastructure stage. That's why you see NVIDIA, right, posting the results they are. Well, we look at it as companies today, they are getting their data AI ready, because they know this world is coming, and they need to get all of their customer data into a format where when these use cases become a reality, they're able to combine it with the powers of large language models and actually get these kinds of outcomes.
I actually wanted to ask if you could walk us through how Twilio as a management team came to this decision, because in the second line of our story, in the first paragraph, it says Twilio is responding to customer demand. So is this just a case of customers kicking down your door, Jeff, and saying, we need this, make it for us, please?
Well, if you think about it, if AI is able to get 10 times better results, which I firmly believe, at 1/10 of the cost of prior solutions, right, where you needed humans to go do all the work, well, guess what? The economic incentives for companies to invest in this technology are going to be undeniable, right? If you can get a roughly 100x outcome by investing in a technology, every company is going to need it if they're going to survive and thrive in this AI-powered world. And so that's why every conversation that I have with customers today is all about AI. Because companies are asking the questions, how is this going to radically transform my business and my industry in the coming 1, 2, 5, and 10 years? And they're building and they're starting those investments today.
Caroline, the conversations that you and I have every single day are all about AI, but with investors principally.
Yeah, and on that note, a more sensitive question, I suppose, for you, Jeff, and that point is, you've got customers knocking down your door. Have you got investors knocking down your door, asking how you're managing to capitalize on this moment? In particular, I ask because we are on the lookout for activist investor interaction, of course. Some of your expiry that's happened in terms of your founders' shares means perhaps you're a little bit more exposed?
Well, look, without dual-class shares, we are in the category of nearly every public company that exists. So I don't think it's really a newsworthy story. But we have been very active participants with our investors, understanding what they want from us as a management team and doing substantive actions representing the needs and the desires of our shareholders. And so we've taken major actions. We've taken the company from really focused on growth and never making a substantive profit to a company that's now throwing off, more than 10% non-GAAP operating margins in just the course of 6 months. And so I think that is some amazing progress that we've made, listening to the needs of investors, responding and taking substantive actions while we're investing in this exciting new roadmap around AI and customer AI.
Jeff, I like that you take us there, that you almost remind us of the macro picture that you're trying to navigate right now. It is one where people want to see not growth at any cost, but growth at profitable costs here. And I'm interested in what you're seeing from clients. Yes, there's AI euphoria, but are people pulling back? Are people reticent, worried, nervous to spend?
Well, companies are rightly looking at their investments and saying, are these the right investments? Have we invested in the right software, and are we getting an ROI from these investments? And I think in the cases where they're not seeing an ROI, they may be pulling back or they may be reducing. Think about SaaS. SaaS is seat-based for most companies. And so if, with all the layoffs that have gone on in a lot of companies, you need fewer seats, right? So there's those things happening. But at the same time, companies are looking at this moment with technology still continuing to grow. The economy is still doing fairly well, and AI right around the corner. They're saying, how do I make sure I have the right investments to fuel our growth going forward, while looking at some of the older investments and saying, are those still the ones that we need? And so I think we're seeing a lot of that. And the nice thing about our business model is that we're usage-based, right? We're not selling seats, and we're not selling, there's no such thing as shelfware in a usage-based model. And so all of the money that companies pay us today is value that they are getting. And I think companies that sell seats or companies that have had a history of selling shelfware, i.e. software the company didn't really need, those companies are struggling because those clients are pulling back on their investments.
Jeff, it's great to see you in person, have you here on set. AI in San Francisco seems like a big story to me. You seem to be spending more time with CEOs of other companies doing things. Can you just talk a little bit about whether or not what's happening with AI has actually brought some of the tech industry here back together a little bit?
Absolutely. I mean, look, San Francisco has become the center of the AI universe. You've got OpenAI. Their headquarters is down in the Mission, right? You've got a lot of companies participating in this AI revolution right in this area and in the broader tech community. And look, I think that the advent of what we're seeing with large language models, computers that can reason, this is going to be bigger than the mobile revolution we saw, give or take, 15 years ago. This is probably about as big as the advent of the internet on what it means for business, what it means for society. And so that's why you see a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, a lot of developers going to work, building, exploring what's now possible. And that's the energy that I feel sitting here in San Francisco and inside of Silicon Valley.